What's up everyone, Jake the Great here to talk about the O'Reilly race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. This race got out of control quick. The Focus Health 250 was actually scheduled for 163 laps. We had a bunch of red flags and even a couple overtimes, so this race actually ended up going for 265 miles and 172 for laps. Almost 3 hours. A really long one for the O'Reilly race. This race also set a record for most cautions in an O'Reilly race at Atlanta Motor Speedway. In the CW booth, we had Adam Alexander calling the race. Happy birthday to him. Denny Hamlin and Jamie McMurray. And the booth worked really well. These guys flowed. They were very insightful. They do a great job. On the pole was Sam Mayer in the 41 car. To the outside pole, the 1 of Carson Kvapil. To the rear to start this race, the 42 of Nick Lights, the 31 of Blaine Perkins, and the 32 of Jordan Anderson. Before this race even starts, Jeb Burton in the 27 car has pulled on to pit road. He's having clutch issues in that vehicle. He ends up never making a start. The race starts on time right at 7:19 p.m. Eastern. Mayer in the 41 gets out to an early lead, managing both lanes of traffic behind him. We only make it to lap 3 before the 55 car has trouble. Joe Yates, he puts fluid down on the track, blows an engine, I believe. We have a long yellow for the cleanup of the fluid on track. Under this caution, we get a pit report from the 21 car telling us that Austin Hill has throttle issues. They end up lubing up the throttle cable under caution. He goes to the rear of the field. Finally get the race restarted again at lap 14, and Mayer gets out to a lead again. Goes green until lap 21 when the 92 of Leland Honeyman would spin. He was running in 19th position, gets loose in turn 4, car scramble out of the way, nobody else gets damaged. Going to pit road under this caution, Brent Cruz misses the commitment line. He will have to start from the rear. The restart at lap 27, the 1 car of Carson Kvapil pushes the 41 of Sam Mayer out to a good lead again. A few laps later, Carson Kvapil would eventually make a move for the lead over Sam Mayer. With just 10 to go in the stage, the 41 of Sam Mayer gets loose and starts falling back through the field. He has a right front tire going down. He is able to make it to pit road under green. He does go a lap down. Right before the end of stage 1, coming out of turn 4, Brandon Jones would spin around in the 20 car. Austin Hill would end up T-boning him, but he does get slowed up. There's some damage to the front nose, but the 21 does continue as well as the 20. That caution was thrown maybe a few hundred feet before they would have taken the green and white checkered anyway, so it really doesn't mess up the finish of stage 1. Your stage 1 winner, the 1 of Carson Kvapil, followed by the 8 of Sammy Smith, the 2 of Jesse Love, the 88 of Rajah Caruth, the 00 of Sheldon Creed, the 51 of Jeremy Clements, who was running up front a lot of this race, the 17 of Corey Day, the 7 of Justin Allgaier, the 18 of William Sawalage, and the 26 of Dean Thompson, also getting stage points in this first stage. During this caution sequence, the 21 of Austin Hill would make multiple stops, repairing the nose of his vehicle from the damage with the 20. The 39 would come down pit road, but take fuel only. The 19 of Brent Cruz and Harrison Burton would stay out under this stage break. We get the start of stage 2 at lap 53. Brent Cruz is leading alongside the 24 of Harrison Burton. Right off the start of stage 2, the 39 that was running in third falls back through the field. Harrison Burton in the 24 would lead the first few laps of stage 2, but ultimately get passed by Sammy Smith in the 8 car. The 24 and the 19 would get shuffled out of the top 10 with not having as fresh of tires and as good as handling as those cars that just pitted. On lap 48, Dr. Starpoli would get loose coming out of turn 4, spin down onto the apron and then onto the pit road and then into the infield grass. He would get back going under green, no caution. He would eventually go a lap down, getting back up to speed. We stay green all the way to the end of the stage 2, coming down for the last lap of stage 2, Justin Allgaier pulls to the inside of Sammy Smith, making it a photo finish to the green and white checkers. Justin Allgaier would be your stage winner, followed by the 8 car of Sammy Smith, the 88 of Rajah Caruth, the 1 of Carson Kvapil, the 17 of Corey Day, the 51 of Jeremy Clements, the 2 of Jesse Love, the 99 of Parker Retzlaff getting some stage points in 8th, the 00 of Sheldon Creed in 9th, and the 21 of Austin Hill round out the top 10 for stage 2. If you made it this far into this video, why not throw me a like, or maybe even subscribe so you don't miss any other coverage I put out on this channel. During the pit sequence for stage 2, the 17 of Corey Day would slide into his pit box too close to the wall. He would have to back up. He loses multiple spots on pit road. The final stage of this race really started to become a mess. A lot of cautions, a lot of red flags for cleanup with oil on the track. It was a cluster. We get the green to start stage 3 at lap 98. To start this stage, Justin Allgaier would lead, but Rajah Caruth would get pushed out past him by his teammate in the 1 car. But just 2 laps into the final stage at lap 100, the 24 car of Harrison Burton's engine would expire. A lot of white smoke, putting down fluid on the track, making for another long cleanup. We get the race restarted at lap 109. The 88 cars out in front, followed by the 00, the 1 car, the 19, the 7, and the 8. But just 3 laps later, the 20 of Brandon Jones coming out of turn 4 would get loose and stack up the field behind him. This would cause the 54 of Taylor Gray and the 17 of Corey Day to make contact, pushing each other both into the wall, heavy damage ending both of their days. We would have to red flag the race for fluid cleanup, one of many times we're going to do that. Green flag flies again at lap 118, 45 laps to go. But on this restart, the 41 of Sam Mayer, who finally got his lap back, gets into the back of Leland Honeyman in the 92. Leland Honeyman is able to continue. The 41 car goes to the garage, he DNFs. We stay green though, but only for a lap because the caution would come out for Jeremy Clemens in the 51 spinning around. He doesn't hit anything, but he was slow on the track. At this time, the yellow flag turns into a red flag. I assume the 41 of Mayer put down fluid while he came around to go back to pit road. On this restart, Sheldon Creed leading would be put 3 wide and fall back to 9th. Raja Carruth in the 88 would take over the lead, making it a JRM Junior Motorsports all in the top 4 at this time. But after 5 laps of green, the caution would come out again. The 53 car of Glenn Rains would come off turn 4 and spin around. We get another restart at lap 137. The 88's out front, followed by his Junior Motorsports teammates. We would get a caution for the 9 car of Jake Finch getting loose off into the corner and pancaking the right rear. He would be slow on the track. We get another restart with just 19 laps to go. Raja would start on the lead, but he would get passed by the 21 of Austin Hill, who takes over the lead. We would have another caution for the 9 of Jake Finch spinning around with a flat tire, likely caused from the damage he sustained. We restart the field again, just chipping slowly away at this race. 13 laps to go. Austin Hill would lead this race, but by the time they get to the backstretch, the 7 of Justin Allgaier sneaks by him and starts blocking Hill from making any more runs. But just a lap later, we would get 11 car pileup. The 32 of Jordan Anderson would make it 4 wide underneath the 19 of Brent Cruz, the 2 of Jesse Love, and the 00 of Creed. They would all slam into the wall hard. The 42 of Nick Lights would also get taken out in this. The 92 would have some damage, as well as the 99 of Retzlaff getting a piece, the 26 of Dean Thompson, the 44 of Poole, the 20 of Brandon Jones, and the 18 of William Sawalage. This would put us under the 3rd red flag of the night for cleanup. We get the restart at lap 56. It's the 4 JRM cars out front, the 7 of Allgaier, the 1 of Carson Quapple, the 88 of Raja Carruth, and the number 8 of Sammy Smith. The 7 and the 1 would battle side by side. Justin Allgaier would end up falling back. The 8 of Sammy Smith would then get up and battle with Carson Quapple in the 1 for the lead. With just 6 laps to go in this race, the 19 car Brent Cruz has to pit with a flat tire. 5 to go, Carson Quapple still out leading this race. With just 4 to go in this race, Carson Quapple gets challenged by the 8 of Sammy Smith and the 21 of Austin Hill, making it 3 wide racing for the lead. But still, with just 4 to go, we would get a caution. The 21 of Austin Hill going through the corner would have air being packed on it from Nick Sanchez up behind him. The 21 of Hill would get loose and slide up into the 8 car and the 88 of Raja Carruth, putting them both on the wall. The 21 car of Hill would eventually spin, getting hit by the 02 of Ryan Ellis, who had nowhere to go. The 28 of Kyle Seek would also spin into the infield grass. 7 cars total were involved in that incident. This would bring out our 3rd red flag of the evening, and it would welcome in our first overtime restart. So up front, we have the 1 of Quapple, the 87 of Nick Sanchez, the 51 of Jeremy Clements, great run for him so far, the 39 of Ryan Sieg, the 7 of Justin Allgaier still hanging tough up there, the 96 of Anthony Alfredo, the 20 of Brandon Jones, who you wouldn't expect to be running up there for as loose as he's been all race, the 44 of Brendan Poole up in the top 10. But coming to the first overtime restart, Jeremy Clements would spin the tires. He ends up getting spun around before we even get past the flag stand. LeVar Scott in the 45 had nowhere to go to avoid the spinning car of Clements and would get heavy damage. It would end his night as well. Jeremy Clements was able to still continue. Overtime number 2, field looks a little bit different. The 1 of Quapple still out leading, followed by the 87 of Sanchez. The 44 of Brendan Poole is up to 3rd. The 39 of Ryan Sieg, followed by the 7 of Allgaier. Coming to the green in the restart zone, the 39 of Ryan Sieg would run out of gas. He would pull out a line, everybody would go by with no issue, but that sucks for him. He still has not won a race in his O'Reilly Series career. With Ryan Sieg pulling out a line, there's nobody to push Carson Quapple in the 1 car, and the top line kind of disintegrates. This would bring Nick Sanchez in the 87 on the inside lane to get out to the lead, but then from behind, Brendan Poole is getting a huge push by the 7 of Justin Allgaier, and Brendan Poole would get out to lead around Sanchez. Brendan Poole is leading coming to the white out of turn 3, but by the time we get to turn 1, the 87 of Sanchez and the 7 of Justin Allgaier are making it 3 wide for the lead. Sanchez would push himself up into Brendan Poole, taking them both into the wall. We would continue under green, but it would eliminate those 2 from contention to win this race. Justin Allgaier would make it all the way back around, taking the top spot. Justin Allgaier has been on fire this season. With this win, he clinches is the regular season championship. Your top 10 for this race: Allgaier is your winner, followed by the 1 of Carson Kvapil, who led a lot of laps, the 99 of Parker Retzlaff, the 18 of William Sawallisch, the 96 of Anthony Alfredo, putting both Viking cars up in the top 5 again. That's very good running for those cars. The number 0 of Garrett Smithley has a great run in 6th position. The 20 of Brandon Jones, who was loose all night and spun multiple times, but he pulls out a 7th. The 28 of Kyle Sieg gets a great finish in 8th. Raja Caruth in the 88 salvaged a decent finish out of his night in 9th. And the 51 of Jeremy Clemens battles back to get a 10th. Good run for him after being up in the top 10 all night. This race really got messy in the final stage, to be expected at Atlanta. With all that being said, I've been Jake the Great. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.